Guys, a couple weeks ago, your Uncle Jay hurt his foot pretty bad. I pulled a muscle in my foot and it hurt like hell. And my wife is friends with a gal that runs a massage business. And she said, well, why don't you call her up and see if you could get in and get your foot worked on, and hopefully that'll help. So what I did was I reached out to her, and she said, I'm booked out for the next 3 weeks. And I'm like, well, shit, that doesn't do me any good right now, you know? So, of course, up here in Tahoe, there's not a lot of options. And so what I did was I went online and I was looking for something in Reno. I was looking for something in Carson City. And I found a place in Carson City. It got good reviews. And one of the things that they specialize in was foot massages. I'm like, okay, well, that'll work. I'll give this place a try. And I call up the place to see if they have any open spots. And the gal that answered the phone, her English wasn't that great. In fact, it was pretty bad. And guys, that probably should have been my first clue, right? You know, I'm not being racist here, although everything's racist now. It's just I've been to a few massage parlors in my life, and if the English isn't good, that's because they're giving hand jobs. So I gave this you know, the benefit of the doubt, thinking, well, it seems legit on the Google. How bad can it be? And she said, oh yeah, you come in. And I said, okay, well, how about 1 o'clock? And she said, okay, 1 o'clock. So I show up there, and the inside looked nice. You know, it looked all right. That they still had their Christmas tree up. And there was nobody in the lobby there. And they had like some relaxing music playing and like kind of what you'd expect. And anyway, so in one of the doors, in the lobby, you have like the little entryway there, the reception area, and then you got there's this hallway, and with a bunch of doors on the sides and to these rooms, and one of them opens up, and this woman comes out, and she's like, oh, hello, and I'm like, hi, my name's Jay, I had the 1 o'clock, 1:30, whatever time it was, appointment. And she said, okay, and guys, for 30 minutes, it was $50 for 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'll pay the $50. And she said, will this be cash? I said, no, I gotta put it on my card. And she said, oh, well, there's an extra fee for the card. I'm like, what? Is like an extra like $10? I'm like, oh, really? Well, that's all I got. I don't carry a lot of cash on me. And she, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, fuck. So I did that. She handed me the little device. I put my card in. Then it asked me for a tip, if I wanted to tip the person. And so I put in like 15%, 20%. I don't know what it was. But anyway, the whole total came out to $71 and change for 30 minutes. And I'm thinking, I'm desperate here. My foot is killing me. I gotta do this. I gotta get this done. Money is no object, even though it is. There's a cat hair in here. So I pay. And she said, okay, come with me. And so I follow her. And might as well turn this on right now. And we go down the hall, and she opens up one of the doors, and I go in, and she closes the door behind me. Now, inside this room is one of those, massage beds, and it's got a sheet and everything on there, and a little chair off in the corner. Now, normally, a person would be like, okay, go ahead and get comfortable, and we'll be right with you. There was none of that, and the sheet wasn't like unfolded and draped across the massage table. So I'm like, well, I was given no instructions or anything like that, but it's not my first time getting a massage done. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll just get down to my underpants here. And that's what I did. And the door opened up, and a person peeked their head in and then disappeared. And I'm like, hello? It was pretty strange. So I'm just sitting there in my underpants, and I'm trying to get this frickin' this bed sheet undone and draped over me so I can like get comfortable. And then I hear this knock, and then I'm like, hello, and this Asian woman comes in, and it's not the gal that was at the reception. This is somebody else. She comes in, and she says hi, and her English is worse than the woman running this place. The madam, if you will, because we're going to get to this shit. And so she takes the sheet and she starts to like undo it and shit and everything. And I said, look, I have a big problem with my foot. And she's just looking at me, and I'm like rubbing my ankle and my instep there, and I said, my foot is killing me. And the muscle on my instep here goes up my shin, and I could barely walk. I'm in agony. And she just nods, right? Oh, I need to backtrack a little bit here because this is kind of weird too. As I was getting ready, I guess you could say, there was this thing mounted on the wall. And it was like a disclaimer that they printed out on the computer saying that this establishment is legit. Do not ask the massage therapist for any intercourse or... basically, they're just saying, like, you're getting a massage. Don't think you're getting anything else. And it was in a wooden frame with no glass on it. It was just it's like a very cheap frame. And I've never seen that in a place before. And I thought that was a little weird. And I was thinking, well, maybe there's a lot of preverts that show up in this place and just kind of harass the girls for hand jobs. And that's where they felt like they had to, what they had to do to get that to stop, And I took a picture of it. In fact, I'll make it the thumbnail. All right, so I lay down, and she drapes the sheet over me, and then she leaves the room, and then she comes right back, and she's got she wasn't using like any kind of massage oil, she started working on my back, but she lathered me with baby oil, and I was as slippery as a fish. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm thinking, I just spent $71 on this. She needs to get that. I just want my foot worked on. I don't really, I'm covered in knots as it is, because I got a physically demanding job. I'm always out and hurt and shit, and I got a lot of knots. And she's not working on any of them. She's avoiding the knots on my back like she's walking through a minefield in Vietnam. And I'm like, all right, well, she's giving me a back massage, but this person sucks at massages. And then she gets lower to my lower back, and she's kind of half-assed giving me a lower back massage. And guys, this is where things take a turn. And I'm so fucking mad. She slides her finger in the elastic of my underpants. And she says, "You take off?" And I said, "You fuck off." And I hopped up. And I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And she darts out of there. And I'm like, I'm so fucking mad. And I know I'm not going to get my money back. I just fucking know it. And I put my clothes on and I walk out of there. I storm out of that place. And that woman is there with the owner. And they're trying to stop me. They're trying to stop me. I'm like, no, get the fuck out of my way. I drove all the way down the mountain for that shit. For nothing. And the owner, she's like out in the street, like following me out to my truck. And she's like, come back, I'll give you, it's free, it'll be free. And I'm like, fuck you. Guys, I was so fucking pissed. I get on the road and I start heading up 50. And I decide to call the place. And I wanted to get my $71 worth. So I was going to fucking yell at this person. This woman. I call and it goes right to voicemail in a language I've never heard. And I'm like, fuck. I got scammed. This is fucking bullshit. And I just hang up the phone and then it rings and it's that number. And I'm like, hello. And she's like, hello. And I said, this is Jay. She said, I know. And I said, you know, I need a foot job, not a hand job. And she's like, it's okay, come back. I'm like, I'm halfway up the mountain and I'm pissed. And she said, well, come back tomorrow. And I'm like, and I told her, I said, I paid $71 for a legit massage. And I've been to Jack Shacks before. And I didn't think this was one of them, but I should have known better. So I said, I'm sorry, it's okay. And she said, you come back tomorrow. I make a good, it's free. And I said, okay, well, and I told her, I said, I paid $71 for this. Do you know how long it takes me to make that money? Guys, after taxes, I make about 15 bucks an hour. And I'm fucking 52 years old. And guys, this is as good as it's going to get for me. This is it. And yeah, I look back at my life and I was thinking, well, what decisions did I make that were wrong to where I'm fucking, this is where I ended up. Guys, I didn't. I mean, you could always say like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. I did everything right. It's just shit never fucking worked out for me. Ever. Fucking ever. And like when I worked at THQ, that was like in the top 5 best video game publishers ever. And I was right up there to be the next associate producer on some stuff. And the CEO fucking got a sexual harassment claim slapped on him. And instead of fighting it and everything, he just fuck it, I quit. So he quit, and they brought in this fucking cunt from Champaign, Illinois, the CEO of a company called Volition. This guy showed up and just, I think he couldn't have killed that company faster than what he did. It's like it was all intentional. He within like 3 years, THQ like shut its doors. And I don't know how the guy went out of his way to bury that company. And it's like he really had to have, because THQ had the Nickelodeon license, they had the WWE license, they had everything, and it was making money hand over fist. And guys, I would have stayed there for the rest of my life, just making video games. And that's just one example of just shit not fucking working out for me. Where was I going with this? Anyway, yeah, so here I am, a 52-year-old guy that makes fucking 15 bucks an hour, just barely getting by. How many more summers do I have in me of doing this damn job that I have? It's a young man's game, dude, and I got some fucking city miles on me. The next 10 years are gonna be really fucking scary. Because I don't know what I'm gonna do. Sorry to vent. Anyways. So I told her, I said, you know, it takes me fucking all day to make the kind of money I just spent for nothing. For nothing! So you come back, I'll make it good, it's sweet. I'm like, okay, I'll be there at 9 o'clock. Okay. So I showed up the next morning at 9 o'clock. And I was pissed off the entire time. And she took me into a different room. And I didn't see that woman that tried to jack me off. I got pussy at home. I don't need to be paying for that shit. I'm married. I want a foot job, not a hand job. And so the owner, she worked on my foot, and again with the fucking baby oil. It's like, don't you guys have like decent stuff? It was just kind of gross, and she's just like weaving her fingers in between my toes and stuff, and I almost kicked her because it's like ticklish. It just wasn't a good time. And she spent exactly 30 minutes rubbing my foot. It didn't really help. It didn't really feel that much better. I mean, it feels better now. It was just a big freaking mess. $71. And I thought about leaving a review on Google. Like just spilling the beans about this place. But I decided against it. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to ruin it. I mean, guys are looking for a place to go get a solid hand jacking. And I don't want to ruin it for guys who are trying to get a hand job in Carson City. So if you're a cop out there and you want to bust this prostitution hand job ring in the state capital of Nevada, well, I'm not a rat. I'm not gonna squeal. So, I don't know. I think we've all been there. But I was legitimately... It's like the one time I go to a strange massage parlor looking for a legit massage. They try to hoodwink me into a fucking handy. Anyways. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this story. As much as I enjoyed telling it. Oh, man. So, I think we're going to change some things up on the next Saturday. We're going to do it at night. In the evening on the next Saturday. And we'll call it Saturday Night Live. Maybe I could get some merch going or something. So if you have an embarrassing poop story or a fucking embarrassing massage parlor story, hit up your Uncle Jay, let me know, leave a comment, or you know what? You can also shoot me an email. At TahoeWeather@AOL.com. That works. If you're not the type, and you'd rather just talk to me, click on the link. I got a SpeakPipe. You could go to speakpipe.com/JShuffleboson. You can leave me a voicemail and I'll play it. And, yeah. I'm just doing a little bit of cooking here. I haven't done a cooking video in a long time. And I was thinking about, maybe I should do a cooking video. But this one's special. This one comes with a story. All right. I gotta do a couple other things here. Cover this up. Add a couple other little things. All right, high fives and boners, and yeah, I'll see you at the next one.